has made Gertrude Street what it is. These independent businesses around here have become a destination spot for people to come visit. Hi, my name's Carlan Pickings.
And Chris Pickings.
And we are the owners of PPHH store in Gertrude Street in Fitzroy. We've been here for now 11 years on this street. A lot has changed since we started all those years ago, but we still feel we offer something on this street that is unique and different, and something that we are cultivating a really good group of humans around and community around.
What started off as us trying to be unique was very personal and trying to fill a gap in the market, but over the years has developed into the people around us keeping things unique in their own way, and everybody having an influence on what we do. And now we went from a team of just one person really to 15 people. And we all bring something unique and different to the experience.
Probably one of the things that we think is a bit of a standout is we have a barber shop inside our retail store, and it's definitely become something that is part of the fabric of what we do. Our barbers and their community and their clients around them have definitely contributed to the vibe of PPHH store over the years, and both now these businesses work hand in hand together and definitely create a unique experience for us.
What's been your favourite thing about this journey so far? Absolute favourite.
Ooh.
My favourite thing is, it was probably the ability to meet fantastic people through what we do. There is a very niche community around the heritage market that we kind of have been blessed to be a part of, and that's just changed and grown as we meet new brands over the years. And then, you know, staff members who actually care about our business as much as us, and that's very rare, but it makes us who we are and really makes us successful, I think, because it's the people around us and our customers, for sure.
You sort of spend a lot of time working for the people in different industries, and it's always a job, and then it became like probably harder than any job I've had before, but not really a chore. It became just a part of life, and every day is just living the business and living the experience and the people in the community.
Nicely said.
Kind of last question for this section would be, what are some words to give to the community and advice for young people trying to find direction in the future?
Get out there and, you know, take the small jobs in the right place and keep working your way up. You don't expect it to happen overnight.
So there's no easy way.
No, unless you're very lucky or very wealthy.
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing that I'd want to say to the community around us is to continue investing in small business and your local areas. You know, when we first started, we were told that bricks and mortar was a dying trade, and we found being part of this world it's absolutely the opposite. And the reason we've endured and survived so long is because we had a community of customers around us that really supported us, invested in us through really difficult times like the pandemic, when things have been a bit slow, and that really has made Gertrude Street what it is. These independent businesses around here have become a destination spot for people to come visit. So those unique visitors, the customers, the clientels, the people who are part of this area make it important. So keep investing in those local small businesses, because that's what makes these interesting spaces, unique and vibrant.
It makes the areas, the fabric of the community is kind of that. And if no one invests in those businesses, they'll go, and then there'll just be apartments with the occasional cafe, and that'll be all you have around.
It is about passion and perseverance, really. You have to find your passion. You do not have to have it sorted out, I think, at an early age. From my end, I didn't step full-time into this business until I was 40 years of age, and I feel like this is just where my next second act is starting. So don't have to have it all figured out. Just know what your passions are and follow those and find a way to make it work, because you know, you can have a lifestyle that fits in with your career if you so choose it, but you have to work hard at it. You know, Chris was in the shop 7 days a week. I worked my 9 to 5 and then worked in the shop on weekends. That's how it was for those first years, but we loved it, so it made it all worthwhile. So just stick at it.
From my understanding of, I guess, PPHH, I see that it's very authentic. I see that you pick pieces that are like made to last. And so in relation to the kind of the buying culture between like fast fashion and here, like what do you think it differs?
Yeah, I think that has changed immensely since we first started. The education piece we had to do around why people should invest in more expensive items and less of them. As simple as something as like, why should I spend $100 on a shirt rather than $20? And because it will last you a long time the way it's made. All of those things now people understand, they seek it out. Sustainability is not as, well, it's really different. It used to be really hippie and kind of, you know, ethical fashion was like kind of limited to the Byron vibes, but now it's people want it and they need it and it's important. So for us, the buying culture, we have to do a lot less educating. People are coming in educated already and they want it. Yeah.
What does that say about the people that do come in here and like purchase the items? Like, is there a particular group of people or like?
Oh no, it's so varied. It's so varied. Like part of this is aspirational. Part of this is because of our price point. I understand not accessible to everyone, but we do try and make it accessible by the sense of you spend more but you buy less, and that means that you're building your wardrobe around classic pieces. So that's why we have things like really good denim, an array of simple t-shirts, because if somebody wants something classic that will last them forever, they can do that.
These jeans I've got here and I wear them all the time. These are like the only jeans that I wear, I think, now.
Yeah, right.
Pretty much. And I'm like, it was definitely a purchase that I had to think a lot about. And it's like when you keep thinking about it and you think, yeah, I'll wear this for like for life.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely worth it in the long run.
Yeah.
For sure. So what are some of your favorite items?
Oh, that's a good question. But I definitely could probably start with one of the more recent parts of our collection, which is Samuel Falzone. He is a guy from New Jersey originally, but I met him in New York, where I walked into a place called Ann Sons and they had these shoes that I'm wearing on the table, and they kind of retailed for about $1,000. And I remember thinking, oh my God, this is a lot. So I had to go away and think about it. To your point before, I definitely had to think about this purchase. But these shoes are all, you know, either dead stock or vintage Nikes that Samuel has repurposed, put a vibrant sole on, hand stitched. There's 4 hands that touch these shoes in the process of getting them to be remade. They are all one-offs. They are unique, but they will last you forever, and you will have this shoe that nobody else has. And he is about repurposing stuff that would otherwise just be waste.
Yeah.
So a really beautiful brand, a huge investment, but honestly one of the most comfortable shoes I've ever had in my life. And you know, they're all golf Nike shoes. They're crazy. So that's definitely one of my favorite pieces. Yeah. He's a fantastic guy too, really interesting man to meet. So, you know.
He was in New York.
Yeah, and I got to meet him in the shop when I went back to buy them, and he knew our shop, which was insane, which was so lovely. And then he said, I would love to do some shoes for you. We said we love that, and he actually hand delivered them to us from New York.
That's so good.
So he's an absolute legend. But yeah, definitely, I love that. And oh God, if I have to walk around the shop, hold on, let me see, because there's so many things we love, like that we've had forever, like Your Jeans women's wear, who's Lauren Yates has been part of us and HH for years. We love her and everything she does. Nigel Caborn, probably one of the first brands that we ever got in to the shop. But right now, for me, the most exciting brand that we've just got in is 1111.
1111.
This woman's a Japanese New Yorker, operates her studio and showroom out in New York, but everything she makes is made in India. And she's just been certified as zero waste officially, which is a really beautiful brand to be at. And the fabrics are unheard of, like they're just insane. So she actually also employs all of the women where she gets her cotton and fabrics from in the farm. She employs the women that would otherwise not be employed to be her seamstresses. And each person who hand stitches this has their own personal insignia that they leave on the garment. So you know that woman is the woman who sold it. So
it's just very much unique. Very like one-off.
Yeah, really, you know, very unique. And anything she has offcuts from anything she makes, she repurposes to make another garment. So beautiful stuff.
That's supposed to be really hard to achieve. I can't imagine.
Yeah. She works so hard at it. I, you know, encourage anybody to research into her the way she does it, because she's fascinating. Yeah.
So, Chris, tell me about your personal favorite items in the shop.
I'll do some kind of pieces of furniture that are actually usable first. This is a Union Specials machine for doing shade stitching on denim, which is an original late 1930s, early 1940s.
Especially for denim.
For the original shade stitch hem, which is cool. And the coffee machine over here is a 1964 original by a 1961. So we kind of, when we started out the shop, we tried to make everything be real and not a fake version of what it is. And then over here, in terms of brands, for me, one that's kind of really interesting is Tenderco. They're actually based in the UK in Gloucestershire.
Yeah.
But everything they do is like super, very idiosyncratic and unique. And this is coffee dyed.
Yeah.
Ticket
And
stripe.
in the way the pocket is very different.
Everything they do, like the box, the pleat in the back's like just got a single fold.
I feel like you come here to find pieces of clothing that aren't just like
Definitely, I mean,
something that's everywhere.
We sort of have a lot of diversity in brands, but like there's certain ones that are really, really kind of very,
Special.
very niche. Like things like this, it's like a velvet jacket, which we probably you wouldn't associate with what we do, but it's a workwear version of that. With bound edges and like just beautiful details. We're always about kind of provenance and manufacturing things that are made like traditionally or made well and not fast fashion, and things like Lady White and Mertz Schwann both started out just making t-shirts in a loop wheel style, and both of them have evolved into bigger brands now that do a lot more stuff. But and then Mertz Schwann, which is over here, the boxes which we'll see, was one of our first brands we ever stocked up there, and then some of this up here. And they started out, that's our collaboration t-shirt we did last year for our 10th anniversary.
Oh, it's a collab
Cool.
t-shirt.
Yeah,
That's great.
which they rarely do actually.
Yeah, I've noticed now, like every brand that you've selected, you've got a good relationship with them,
Oh,
and then
definitely.
you acknowledge them and they acknowledge you,
Oh, for
and
sure.
it sounds really great. Yeah.
The majority are the smaller ones for sure, and then they've kind of grown with us. Like
Yeah, grown together.
Merz took over the company about a year before we started the business, and Lady White similarly started about the same time as us. Even though it's a big industry, it's a very small part of it, and globally, it's like a family of
So
stores,
connected, everyone's
family of stores and brands who
Yeah.
who kind of know each other and all kind of appreciate the same
Yeah,
things.
and you've got a good reputation, so it's great to.
We try,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, I think definitely, yeah, from the sound.
But yeah, when we travel to shows, we go to Japan or to Paris, and now Carlan goes to New York in February. It's like you kind of see
Oh, I didn't.
every season the same people.
Yeah. I didn't think travel was such a big part of what you do. I thought maybe you'd be in like a little room and just look on your computer and be like, yep, that's
It
what
started
we
that way because we couldn't afford to travel.
Yeah, but now you can and really just
And it-
full on experience. I
Definitely.
think there's more of a story behind each brand
And the bigger
reasons,
we've got, the more important that is to kind of see everything in person and
yeah.
understand more about what we're buying, because
Yes.
there's way more range
How it's made.
and more room for error if you don't. When you're smaller, I guess you kind of buy more carefully, and when now we're bigger, we've got to travel and see it and then get it right
Okay.
and make sure we're bringing new things in that are the right things and not getting it wrong. And things like Snow Peak, you're wearing Snow Peak today.
Yes. I wear Snow Peak.
And that was a very different move for us when we did that, like coming from denim and kind of heritage wear into like the modern utility version of that, like things that are really functional but not really made out of natural fibers and made in the same way. But it kind of goes together quite well.
Yeah. Branching out. Yeah.
Definitely.
Good.